If you want girls to respect you, you need to stop pedestalizing them. Doing this took me from a shy, insecure kid who couldn't talk to a girl without getting red in the face, let alone gorgeous ones, to being able to talk to the most beautiful girls in the world with ease, all because of a mindset shift that I made when I was younger that absolutely changed dating for me. Okay, so let me tell you a time when I didn't pedestalize a girl and what her reaction was to it. So I'd been hanging around this girl for a couple weeks, we'd been getting to know each other, and we were hanging at a pool where there was also a hot tub, but the pool was freezing cold, and she didn't want to go in the pool. So I grabbed her ass and we both jumped in, and she was real mad at me, and then I held on to her while we were in the pool, so she had to stay in the cold until she could fight off of me and then get into the hot tub. And in the moment, she was real mad about this, but when we were in the hot tub, she actually expressed how much she appreciates that I treat her like a normal person. She didn't appreciate going in the cold pool, but she appreciates the way that I act around her, that I wasn't too intimidated by her beauty to be myself and to do fun things and just to treat her like a normal person. See, all the other guys in her life had always been treating her like a princess, and she absolutely hated it because she feels like they're being inauthentic, that they're just trying to get something from her or whatever it is, and her not being treated like a normal person makes her view the other guys so much less than someone who just does what they want to do and they don't really care about the consequences. And that was what I would do with her all the time. Anything that I thought of doing, anything I thought was funny, whatever it was, I would always just do it and be like, okay, well, if you're upset, you're upset, but I don't really care. These are the same things that I would do to my friends, my sister, my cousins, whoever I'm hanging around. These are the types of things that I would do. And once I'm comfortable with a girl, I'm going to do the same thing with her. I really don't care if she gets upset about it. I'm not going to treat her like a princess. And here's the thing you really got to understand from this is that girls want to have a man who they respect, who is confident, who is competent. And if you're always treating a girl like a princess, always pedestalizing her for her beauty, making her feel like she's untouchable, that she's superior just because she's been gifted with beauty, then she's never going to respect you to the degree that she otherwise could. And this starts from the first second that you meet a girl. If you go up to her and you're just like, oh my God, you're so beautiful, this girl's gonna think that you've never talked to any other beautiful girls in your life before, because this is not how you get them. It's not gonna work if you go up and pedestalize her for her beauty without even getting to know her. She does not care about your compliment unless she likes or loves you, so there's absolutely no point in giving her a compliment right off the bat. It is actually just going to hurt you, and it's gonna make you seem less worthy instead of just being the guy who is always talking to beautiful girls. When you're just being a cool, charismatic, fun guy, not pedestalizing her for her beauty, just trying to get to know her, she's gonna see you in that higher light. And boys, if you wanna be the guy who can get with the most beautiful girls in the world, you need to build your value as a man. Across the board, you need to improve your physicality, you need to improve your mindset, you need to develop character traits, you need to develop skills. So I built you a high value man guide that allows you to focus on developing everything all at once and keep track of it over a long-term basis. This is the same exact system that I've used year after year to continue to build my value, keep track of all my plans, and become the man that I am today. I'm giving that away for free, so you can grab that below. It's the first link in the description. So how should you actually perceive beauty? See, beauty is inherently valuable. I'm not going to deny that fact. But the way that you perceive it and treat it is going to make a world of a difference. So for me, beauty is the factor that allows me to go up and talk to a girl, but that is it. Obviously, I'm not going to go and talk to an ugly girl because I don't want to get with an ugly girl. But I'm going to go and talk to the most attractive girls that I see and then see where it goes from there. So the only thing I'm looking for is if I vibe with this girl, if she's a fun, cool person. That is the key factor that I am looking for. I don't really care about the fact that she's a 10 out of 10. I'm not going to treat her any different from a 7 out of 10 or anyone else who I'd interact with in daily life, honestly. It doesn't make a difference. I'm going to treat her the same, ask her the same sorts of questions, try and build the rapport the same way that I would with anybody, honestly. It really doesn't make a difference. The only thing I'm looking for is if we can develop an emotional connection and if we vibe well together. If we don't, I literally have a 3-question rule. Well, I'll ask her her name, where she's from, and if she's in work or school. And if I don't really see that there's any sort of enthusiasm in her face, she's not reciprocating any questions, if she's being really dry, then I'll end the conversation there. I'll say, it was a pleasure to meet you. Have a good night. Maybe I'll see you around another time. And I leave. And I go and talk to someone else who is receptive and who is a beautiful girl, who is fun. And this is how I treat and perceive beauty. Now, don't get me wrong. You can compliment girls on beauty. Like I mentioned before, if a girl likes or loves you, it is a completely different ballgame. There is girls who I've been snapping, who I've slept with, who send me sexy pictures sometimes, and I give them a compliment and they really appreciate it because it makes them feel validated. Or in conversation, there was one time I met this girl. We saw each other in another city, and like 5 to 8 minutes in conversation, I said, how could I forget the beautiful Finnish girl? When she was like, oh, I'm surprised you remember me. That's what I responded, and it was like a charming, witty remark that she smiled to. And that is an appropriate thing. That's not like pedestalizing her for her beauty. That's just being charming and nice. You don't have to be autistic with this. You can be a really fun, normal guy. You don't have to be like, no, I can never compliment girls. I can't do this. It's just that this shouldn't be your default. It shouldn't be the thing that you think to go to. Beauty should only motivate you to want to get to know a girl and see if she's a cool, fun person who you'd like to hang out with. If she's not, then you should stop pursuing her instantly, because that beauty is basically worthless if she's not a good person. And if more people started to treat girls like this, especially guys, like if guys started to treat girls this way, girls would be forced to be nice people. But it's really the motherfuckers who are out here constantly pursuing a girl, even though she's not interested in them. And let me give you an example of how interesting it is when you do walk away from a girl just because she's not being cool. So I was at a music festival about a month ago at this point, and I was talking to a bunch of girls. One of the girls I'd been seeing every night, I was going for 3 nights, so I think it was the 3rd night, I saw her again, and we were talking a little bit, and I was like, let me get your snap. And then she was saying some bullshit, I don't remember what it was, but she didn't give it to me. And I was like, cool. And I just walked away. And she came running after me, and she was like, no, you don't get to walk away from me. She was so mad that I just didn't deal with her shit. She was just trying to play games. I was noticing this day after day that she was just playing games. She just wanted attention from guys. And when I was asking for her snap, trying to take things to the next level, she didn't want to have it. She didn't like that I wasn't with the fact that I wasn't playing her game. And she really didn't like that. So she came running after me. She's like, no, you don't get to leave me. So she was like, her ego got hurt that I just walked away and I didn't give a fuck. So if more guys started to treat girls in a depedestalized light, honestly, I really think this would solve a lot of relationship issues and dynamics between men and women. That would help so much. But it's the low-value dudes who are chasing girls, pedestalizing them, making them feel like they're some shit when they're fucking not, and not making them just be a good, normal person. Because that's what would happen is if everyone just started interacting like normal people and focusing on who they are as a person, the relationship dynamics would be so much better. So if you just act this way, you're only going to interact with girls who actually have the same beliefs, values, and mindset, and you're just going to dismiss off the girls who think they're some shit because they're born with beauty. And most of the girls who are like that are honestly the 6 and 7s. It's usually the 6 and 7s who think they're some shit, because most of the low-value dudes are trying to get them, and it makes them feel like they're special when the low-value dudes aren't going and trying to chase the 10 out of 10s. They feel too insecure, and they don't have the self-worth in order to do so. And if they did get rejected, they'd probably just stop there. So that's usually why the actual 9 and 10s are even nicer and better people than the 6 and 7s. It's pretty funny how this all works out. So boys, once again, if you want the 9s and 10s, you got to be building your value yourself. You are delusioned if you think that you're going to be overweight, lazy, not doing anything with your life and get with the most beautiful girls. This is why I built the High Value Man Guide, so you can build your value over time and be the man that girls want to get with. It's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below.